Hey, Ansley family, it's great to see you. It is Thursday afternoon. Thanks so much for jumping in to Facebook Live last night and talking about community and just the idea that safe community really starts with a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. That's where we really can find safety. It was a great discussion. Thanks for jumping in on that, and it's been good to see you in that way on Wednesdays. Today, this video is about the proposed name of Magnify Church. And I was asked to give my thoughts about it, and so here they are. I've been involved, probably like a lot of you, in a lot of naming projects. We've named 4 children, which can be stressful. Moving on. I've named a youth group where I used to be before. Once I became the youth pastor, they asked if I would come up with a new name for the group, and enjoyed that process, but it was actually a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. A lot of prayer, a lot of counsel, and so it's not a very easy thing. And I think as far as the name Blythefield, I don't have a huge tie or history like so many of you do who are watching this video, and so I'm really sensitive to that. I think the name is really important, and it's very very valuable who we've been. I've learned quite a lot from you who were at Ensley originally, back when it was Ensley Baptist Church. And some of you have a huge history here, and the property across the street, and the church was over there, and the former slave who gave property to the church to build. And there's a huge history here, this place, that predates me. It predates a lot of you. And so I've learned a lot actually from those of you who were here at Ensley before, and you had the name changed from Ensley Baptist Church to Blythefield Hills Baptist Church. How difficult that must have been for you. So I've learned a lot about deference and humility talking to some of you about that process. And I had maybe Jesse and I together, maybe 25 or 30 names that we submitted, thinking that they were great. Cornfield Church was right at the top, of course. And out of my 25 or 30 hours, none of them even made the top 15. And so it's been really good for me, just for the process of learning to trust and work together with people and pray and listen to the Spirit. It has been a blessing to watch our team work through this, and you as a church family and people work through this. And so, the name Magnify, once it was kind of out there and submitted as the one that we might be trying to propose, just really started buying into that, really loved a couple of the directions that we can go with that, and waited for my kid. I didn't tell my wife or my kids until the reveal video, and they just were freaking out. They loved it. So when we do get to vote on this, we're all in. The Krauses are in on Magnify. We love that idea. I think just a couple things quickly why I love it. One, I love it from the perspective of this is an incredible moment in history for the church, and that we have an opportunity, kind of like I was saying in that Esther teaching, that maybe you individually and us corporately as the church have been put here in this time and place for such a time as this, that there is a reason that you are here at this moment in history. And it is not to make my name big, your name big, even our church name big. It is to make the name of Jesus Christ big, and to shrink ourselves, to see Him and who He is, and to find ourselves in light of His magnitude. And so what an opportunity to name a church in this time. I think it's just a brilliant, perfect name for this season, and it's one that will transcend any moment that is difficult or comfortable in our culture. I also like it, I like making the name of Jesus big and ours smaller. I also like it from the other perspective of the idea that God, kind of like flip that magnifying glass, and when the sun is shining through a magnifying glass, just how laser focused and intense that can be. And I think that's us. I think that's the church, that when the sun shines through us, we can have such an impact on people around us, and bring heat, and bring light, not because of our power or us originating with us, but because of the sun coming through us. I love that idea, and I don't know, I had just kind of started thinking about that way of looking at Magnify as well. I also think it's important to think about magnifying story and people's journeys. Not so that we can make you big or you important, but the honest truth is that your story is important to God. Your life is important, and we want to know you because we believe that God really desires relationship with you, and He knows you, He loves you, and He sees you. So there's a lot of reasons that I really love it a lot, and I'm excited about hearing your thoughts. So if you have more thoughts about this name, proposed name, ideas, thoughts, concerns, questions, whatever, love to hear them. This has been a pretty open dialogue and discussion. So that's my thoughts. See you soon.